Hello, I'm William here, and this is Wusik station STX. This is a digital audio workstation, and the latest change I have done is to the ability to import audio files. So first thing, let's go to the menu settings, and then sequencer, audio files, and check the new options that I added here. The create waveform is when you import a wave file, is going to create the waveform for it, or not if you disable it. If it's a ACID wave file that has the correct number of bits added to the wave file, it's going to sync to the host tempo. So let's say you're importing a 120 bits per minute file, but it has the ACID wave file settings, and here I'm at 140 bits per minute. It's going to change the audio using time stretch, so it doesn't re-pitch the sound, it just changes the tempo. So it's a handy feature. Preview sync, if you are previewing ACID files, is also going to sync to the tempo, so it's going to first convert and then play the correct tempo. And show looped icon. So in a clip that has an audio that is looped, it's going to show the loop icon in the icon on the left area. I'm going to show in a minute. So those are the new options. So that's under settings, sequencer, audio files. So now let's open the file browser, and I'm going to go on the sound, and already move it to an area that has some looped files in ACID format. Every loop site like Splice, Loop Masters, and stuff like that, they're going to provide you an ACID file, so you don't have to worry about that. So if I select one file here, you can see that it's previewing already. If I press ask, it's going to stop. Or if I ask go to another one with the keyboard, you can see it's very quickly. If I press enter, first I have to save the project, so it knows where to place the audio file. So I'm going to save as project test. Okay, so it's saved. So now when I press enter, it's going to create my clip there. So I close the file browser now. So there's my clip with the loop icon I was talking about. So it's already looped. If I go to my files area, let me open here. Let me find the place where it saves the file. Application, project, so it's under application. If I open the application folder, there's the resource, templates, and the projects. So project test, audio. So now you can see that there are two files there. The original file, that it copied itself there, and the processed file. So the original file is 133 bits per minute, and the processed is going to be to the project tempo, which in this case is 140. So if you want to make a backup of your project, you just make a copy of the whole folder, and it's going to work okay, because it's going to know that all the audio files are inside there. So in order to make this clip longer, I can use the multiplication button. Let me show on a menu. So I go right. So here, clip mid longer on the multiplication of the notepad. or you have to press Shift Enter and go on measures and select the size of the measure. So it's going to be, let's say, 16 measures. So it's going to loop. And I can also go Shift Enter, fade in, and add a fade in. I can also use, if I go here on F1 again, it's Control 7 and 1 is a fade in add and fade in subtract. So it's more quickly. And I can also change the pitch of the file if I want. So you can see here on the clip options, let me remove the fade. So audio tune. So if I want, I'll use Shift and right. I'm going to make it 3 semitones up. And I press P for processing. You can see here it shows press P to process. That part is not processing. Oh, it has processed it. So you can also change the pitch. Just have to remember to process the file, because this is not done automatically. You have to process. But soon there's going to be the option to edit the audio in the audio editor, and there's going to be more options there. But for now, it's just that for the files. So if I create a new track here, I can go and select another file. Then I can use the multiplication to make it longer. So it's simple like that. You can move things around if you want. Just don't forget to check the F1 help, which shows all the different combination of Control and Shift. You just hold Control to see the options, Control, Shift, and Control and Shift. You can see all the options there on the keyboard to do things. And soon I'm going to make the mouse work in a better way to allow you to change the size of the clip with the mouse. Right now it's just from the keyboard or from the menu. And let me think what else we could talk about in here. It's pretty much like that. I can check all my files in here. So if I load this file doesn't have the SLUV information. So in that sense, it's going to take a longer time to process. And then I have to duplicate instead, because I don't have the loop information for the file, especially because it's not an ACID file. And let me see if I remember anything. Well, everything else should be working. The search house is working, and it's very good because it can search and show by folders. So let's go to my samples here. wave samples, Ctrl F for searching, and let me search for acid, let's see. So it's going to find a bunch of folders with the word acid or file names, and it's going to display by folders. So where was I? Here. Oh, pressing the wrong key. Let's create another track. Oh, this is also not an acid file, so I don't know if it's going to fit. But I think it's a long one. 122, yes, very long. 122 bits per minute. So right now you can't make your own looped files from here, but soon with the audio editor you're going to be able to do that. So it works, and of course you can add to any of these tracks any effect that you want. So in this case I'm adding the plate reverb. So there you go. Pretty much can add any type of audio file, and loop it or not. But soon there's going to be more options for editing the file and positioning anywhere you want. Because right now the loops, any loop that you import or any audio that you import is going to be added to the start of the measure. You can also drag and drop files to be added, and it's going to add where the sequencer measure is right now and the selected track. But later on, with the ability to edit the audio clips, you will be able to move it to the right, forward on the sequencer if you need. But I'm also thinking on a loops track. And I can't talk too much right now because I haven't decided how it's going to work. But the idea is to have one track where you can add a bunch of loops and separate by patterns, so it's easier to see and add to the project. So I'm going to talk about this more on next week. But this should already add a lot of options to the program. Also fixed some time issues with the sequencer and some waveform displays that was not correct. So they are now corrected from like plugging instruments clips with MIDI information that you created a waveform display of it. It was on the wrong size, and now it's correct. So it should be all working correctly now. And if you get stuck at any time, just press F1 and you can check out the list of options. And you also have, let me save and quit here. At the initial menu, you have here press T to start the basic tutorial. The basic tutorial is very good because it helps out to understand how to start up with the program. I'm also going to revise this tutorial to include audio files, not just MIDI, and check if nothing has been changed during the course of the new updates. And please check out the crowdfunding page and also the product page on the site, and order now if you can to help with the project, because I still need to work on a lot of stuff to make this really different from anything else. And I really need your support for that to happen. So, okay, that's it. Thanks for watching.